Welcome everybody. Now we are going to see simplification of logical function by grouping of two adjacent one. We have seen how we can make group of two adjacent one. Then we also know how to represent logical function on K-map. So once we represent logical function on the K-map, after that what is next step? We have to make group of one. So now let's try to understand this simplification process, simplification of logical function with the help of one example. So suppose we have given one example like this: obtain simplified function from K-map. So here directly we have given K-map. So let us assume that before this we have some logical function, and that logical function now it is represented on the K-map. After that what we have to do? From this K-map we have to obtain simplified logical expression. So given logical expression is of three variable, that is a, b, c. So see here what will be the first step? You have to identify adjacent one. So in this case what we have to do? We have to identify adjacent one. So already we have discussed how to identify two adjacent one. So there are different possibilities. So here we can say that if we have two horizontal successive one, then they are said to be adjacent. If we have two vertical adjacent one, then they are also said to be adjacent. Then this first cell which is present in first row of the K-map and opposite cell which is present in last row of the K-map are also said to be adjacent to one another. Then the cell which is present in first column of the K-map and opposite cell which is present in last column of the K-map, they are also said to be adjacent to one another. Okay, so these are different possibilities of having two adjacent one. Now let's try to apply this knowledge to this particular K-map. So here we have to identify adjacent one. So can I say that this one and this one are adjacent? Yes, we can say that these two ones are adjacent. We have seen that two horizontal successive one, they are adjacent to one another. So we can make group of these two one. Then what about this one and this one? Can I say that they are adjacent? Yes, we have seen that the cell which is present in first column of the K-map and opposite cell which is present in last column of the K-map, they are also adjacent to one another. So here group of this 2 1 is also possible here. So see, after identifying adjacent one, okay, after identifying adjacent one, what is next step? You have to make group of adjacent one. So see how this grouping is made. We have seen that these two ones are adjacent, so you have to make this one group. Then whether other group is possible, yes, we can combine this one with this one. Okay, so see, this one can be combined with this one. So here we got second group. So in this way, in this K-map we are getting two group. Okay, so once this grouping is done, then what is next step? Then you have to determine the term corresponding to each group. Okay, after making group, what is the next step? You have to determine the term which will correspond to each group. So for this group you have to find out one term, and for this group again you have to find out one more term. So how these terms are obtained? So see, see values of variable associated with the group. Okay, what you have to do? You have to see the values of variable associated with the group. If value of some variable is different, then discard it. Okay, so consider this group. So observe values of different variable for this particular group. So for this group, what is value of a? It is 1. So whether it is constant? Yes, it is constant, it is not changing. So whether we have to discard it? No, we should consider it while writing term for this particular group. Then see value of b. So for this group, what is value of b here? It is 0. Here value of b is 1. So for this group, can I say that value of b is different? Yes, please try to understand what I am saying. For this group, what is value of b? So see, here value of b is 0 and here value of b is 1. Okay, so for this group I can say that b is changing. So that's why I should discard, I should eliminate this b while writing term for this group. What about c? So c is constant. What is the value of c for this group? So see, here c is 1 and here also c is 1. So for this group c is constant. So that's why I should consider c while writing term for this particular group. Okay, so a is constant as well as c is also constant, right? Now let's try to understand this statement again. So what we have to do? We have to observe the values of variable associated with the group. Okay, we have done it. Then if values of some variable is different, then eliminate it. So we are going to eliminate which variable here? We are going to eliminate this b for this particular group. then perform AND operation between other variable. We have to perform AND operation between other variables. So in this case, which are other variable? So we have discarded B, so we have A and C. So what we have to do? We have to perform AND operation between A and C, right? So perform AND operation between other variable, which should be taken in uncomplemented form. It should be taken in uncomplemented form if it is 1. Now see, what is the value of A for this group? It is 1, so that's why this A should be taken in uncomplemented form. What is the value of C for this particular group? So C value of C is 1, so that's why C should be taken in uncomplemented form. Okay, and if value of that variable is 0, then it should be taken in complemented form. So for this group, value of A and C, they are 1 1, so that's why here I have taken uncomplemented form of variable A and C. So what will be the term that will correspond to this particular group? So it is A dot C. So here dot means AND operation, A and C, right? So are you getting how we have written this particular term? Now let's try to write term for this group. Okay, so this is also group, right? So for this group, again, how we can write the term? We have to identify which letters are constant and which letters are changing. So for this group, whether value of A is constant, yes, value of A is 0 for this group, right? So A is not changing, so we should consider A while writing term for this particular group. Then what about B? So see, here what is value of B? Here B is 0. Here what is value of B? B is 1. So can I say that for this group, can I say that for this particular group, value of B is changing? Here it is 0, here it is 1, so it is changing, discard it. What about C? So here C is 0, here C is 0, so value of C is constant, okay, and it is 0. So that's why we should consider C while writing term for this particular group. Yes or no? Okay. Now we have identified that for this group B is changing, so we are going to discard B. We are going to consider only A and C while writing term for this particular group. Now how to write that term? For that we have to perform AND operation. We should perform AND operation between other variables. So perform AND operation, but whether to take this variable in complemented form or uncomplemented form, so it will depend upon their value. So what is value of A here? 0. So 0 means A should be taken in which form? A should be taken in complemented form. Okay, so here I will write A prime, okay, then dot means AND operation. Then what about C? What is value of C for this group? Here it is 0, here it is 0, okay, so C is also 0, so that's why I should take complemented form of C, that is C prime. So what will be the term that will correspond to this group? It will be A prime dot C prime. Okay, so see, value variable should be taken in uncomplemented form if it is 1, and it should be taken in complemented form if it is 0. So in this way we have identified two groups and we have identified the terms which are corresponding that two group. Okay, then what is the next step? The terms obtained in above steps. The terms obtained in above step, they should be OR together to get simplified equation in SOP form. Okay, now what we have to do? We have to perform which operation? OR operation between the terms which we are getting here. So we should perform AND operation, OR operation between AC and A prime C prime. Then we can say that it is a simplified equation. So see, final result, so in this case final result will be F is equal to, okay, so here see, this is our first term A prime C prime plus, we are taking OR operation, plus AC, okay, so this is our, I can say that this is our simplified Boolean expression. So in this way we can obtain simplified logical function from the K-map. I hope it is clear to you. Now I will like to tell here you one point, that here why we are writing product terms, why we are writing product term for each group. So see, we are making group of 1, okay, what this one indicate? So here this one is present in this particular K-map. So what this one indicate? So this one is output. Already I told you that each and every cell that is present in the K-map correspond to the output. So this one is output, this one is output, okay, and which term produces output 1, min term or max term? Yes, min term. We have seen that min term produces output 1 and max term produces output 0. So this one is min term. Okay, so that's why here we are, as we are making group of 1, so while writing term for this particular group we should write product term. Okay, so here we should write product term, and as we are writing product term, we will get final expression in which form? Sum of product. Okay, we are getting product term here, so that's why what you have to do, in order to obtain simplified function, you should take OR operation between this product term, so that we will get simplified function.